welcome to According to Star. This is your lovely host, Star. And today I'm going to have a guest host by the name of Beinfait Ngoyi, who's going to talk all things Africa with us. I told you guys I'm doing Black Panther for the rest of the month. So we'll be talking Black Panther, African culture, culture appropriation, all types of things. So I'm really, really excited about that. And there's not going to be a normal, our little gather around section, no trash, no petty. We're just going to get straight into our main topic. All right, guys, welcome to the main topic. I have a guest host today, Beinfait Ngoyi, who's going to be discussing with us more Black Panther. I told you guys I was going to be talking about Black Panther until the end of Black History Month. I was not lying. The last 3 episodes have been about Black Panther, and I'm not mad. So, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to have you. And Mia hit me up bright and early in the morning. I actually was up. I had a client like 7:30 in the morning for makeup, and she's like, I have an idea. I want you to talk about this. And I'm like, girl, I briefly touch on this all the time. So this is going to be perfect to have an actual African to talk about it with instead of like, assuming. We'll find out what I assume later. But all right, so we're gonna talk about let's talk about Black Panther. Like, what did you think about it?
Okay. My first reaction to the movie. Keep in mind, I've seen the movie twice already.
Me too.
So my first reaction, I really loved the movie. It was a thrill. Like it was an age I knew. You didn't even want to get up. I didn't even want to get up to go use the restroom because I was like, I'm gonna miss something. My second time I watched the movie, it was more like, okay, now enough with that excitement, let me dissect this movie step by step. Let me understand the story behind it. What is the meaning they're trying to convey in Black Panther? And it was very, very interesting, just the beginning and the end symbolize so many things. Just the relationship between Black American, Black African, like the beginning and the end kind of tells you what we are and in terms of our relationship with each other. But if you have
what was the difference between the beginning and the end for you?
To me, like the beginning just it depicts the ideology, the myth that being an African I was here. Every time when I tell brothers and sisters here, I'm like, hey man, we're one and the same. They go, no, your ancestors, so my ancestors into slave, and abandoned us. It's weird.
Black people that you talk to here in America say that?
Yeah. I mean, not everybody, but some of them. Yeah, some of them. And I'm always like, well, like I never keep in mind like history of slavery was never really taught in Africa. So I'm like, well, I did not know anything about that.
They don't teach you guys that?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same nature where like over here you guys really do not learn about colonialism to the deep extent.
What did you say?
Colonism.
Yeah,
to deep extent to how it impacted the continent of Africa and how the continent it is what it is because of colonialism. So like when in the beginning of the movie you see like, okay, his father, like he's kind of like left behind, and then they went on to live their life. And even at the very end, it seemed like it's like we trying to take responsibility, say these are people, we should never left them behind,
right?
Like trying to make things right, but it still leaves you the aftertaste feeling like why are we in this place in the begin with, even when he says throw me, I don't want to ruin for anybody who haven't seen the movie. Even when
they should have seen it by now. Okay. So say what you want.
Okay, even when Michael B. Jordan said, "Throw me in the ocean," that's where my people belong to, or felt like
they rather die.
Yeah, they rather than be in prison, and that spoke volume. Spoke volume so much because it's not only that you're telling that to your fellow brother, and it's like whoa, like yeah, that hit me. That hit me. It's like the pain of feeling like, man, we were taken from home and none of you guys ever even wanted to come back and get us, That's how I felt. And I was just like, wow, like...
that is very true. Like, but at the same time, You said they don't teach about the slavery.
No, not at all, not at all.
So I'm sure everyone who knew about the slavery, and I mean, could they really have come over here? They didn't want to come over here. Like if they were stuck there, I'm pretty sure they wanted to stay where they were and not come over here and build America. That's hard work.
Well, I see the thing is, like, honestly, like what I'd like to tell people about the history of Africa. Keep in mind, like the continent itself was colonized, was under colonial rule, not just by one country, but it was like different countries that came in and divided the whole entire continent as they see fit. You know, so Africa itself went on in a period where it had its vast culture and history being destroyed and being brainwashed and wiped out to accept and braided what information that's given to them by the colonial master. So certain information were left out, you know, in African education. Certain information, like over here too, like certain informations are left out because I always feel like maybe they don't want people to know, us to know what's happening over there and what's happening over here.
Exactly.
So that we can be like, well, we're in the same.
To keep the divide.
To keep the divide going, you know. So, and I think like the Black Panther movie kind of really does show how divided we are. But then again, it's like we're not too far from each other to solve the issues and come back as one people. But yeah.
So is it true, like you hear a lot, or that Africans? Well, I like that you said when I was texting you, I'm like, what are we talking about? You were like, Black Americans and then Black Africans, because a lot of Africans don't identify as Black. Like they don't even like that African Americans identify as African Americans. You know, why is that?
Well, I mean, that goes back to the ideology of divide and conquer, you know. Well, over there, when we're back home, they teach us, like, Black American, there's nothing good associated with being Black American, you know. It's more like it's thug,
really?
It's criminal activity that's associated with Black American, even the style, you know,
like how we dress, urban.
How you dress, dreadlock, like all those things are associated, are painted to us back.
Dreadlocks.
Yeah, all those things are painted to us as a negative image, you know. Like so, when we come over here, we are taught stay away from Black and American, you know, and it's crazy. Yes, this is true fact.
Because I'm sure y'all have your rough areas in Africa where people probably dress a certain way, they look a certain way, they do bad criminal things.
I understand. Look. All I'm saying is, I'm just being like, this is the mind game that we constantly being played on, you know. Like in Africa, that's exactly how we are taught, you know. And when you come over here and you meet Black American over here, or Black, you could be Black from anywhere, automatically they already have a negative image about you too from the continent.
About African?
Yeah, about African. Say you bush people, you guys don't have, you know, you guys live in a tree. Like it's
people make, I'm pretty sure people make fun, but like seriously,
it's like those are very, very like harmful comments, and you just like, and vice versa, and we go, well, you guys are thug. So it's
like a tip for, like, you say this about me, I'm gonna say this about you.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this about you, and it's like when you really, really start looking at it, like, wait a minute, like we are the same people.
We look the same.
Yeah, we look the same. Why do you have a bad image about me over here? You don't even know me. You don't know my struggle, and why do you have a negative image about me? You know, so it goes back to their entire idea, divide and conquer. Like I don't blame, like me personally, like I don't blame any Black and American who automatically, like back then I used to get so angry about it. I'm like, man, you so, you know, but I don't blame them if that's the only thing that you've been fed up in terms of education of like your ancestors' homeland, you know, like where you came from. Like I don't blame you, like, because that's the only image that we tend to see daily on TVs. Like for 25 cents a day you can feed someone or this and this and that, you know, and vice versa. When we see a movie image of violent, Black, it's more like thug, like, you know, like things
that's
like
true.
Things that like in African communities or culture wise, it's like we don't do that. Like we are not
somebody's doing it.
Somebody
not you.
It's not me, but in general,
not like, in the way that we like make movies about it and things like that. Like we glorify it in a way.
Yeah, like this is how you live. You have to sell drugs. You have to, you know, like some those like stereotype about our people being born here and stereotype about our people back home or the condition they live in, and as a person, you have to kind of like pull yourself away from all that images and really know like, no, like there's a myth, they just, it's smoke screen, so that way you never wanted to visit Africa. I never wanted to to come to America and hang out with my people, like go to like African American party, go to like, they just want to keep us like separate from each other. I do not know why, but
that's crazy because every race has their little pocket of poverty where there's drug dealers and there's people who do crimes and they do things to survive because it's a struggle. So like, it's so crazy that not all African Americans are selling drugs and doing those bad things. That is so crazy.
I completely agree with you.
Because we are the same.
Yeah, we are the same. I completely agree with you. It's just like when information is misguided and mispresented to people, and people don't have any other source to verify that information, that's all they're gonna take. That's all they're gonna believe, that this is what it is. And which is not. And it's sometimes I always say like our brain needs to be rewashed because we've been brainwashed to self-hate one another, to look each other different, as a people collectively, and it's one of those things that we have to break the boundary of that. And that's why I think like Black Panther, the movie itself, it resonated with so many people because of the imagery that we see of ourselves. We see how we're being portrayed, like the imagery is how Wakanda looks versus how in African countries tend to be portrayed, as poor, as violent, poverty, all these other things that associate that you yourself as a person, a black person who your ancestors came over, that you don't even want to be part of that. You're like, like I don't want to go.
I've always wanted to go to Africa. Yeah, like I can read books, I can research and find out other things. I know that there's very nice places in Africa that are very affluent, kind of like Wakanda. I know it's not all poverty, just like over here, it's not all poverty. There's very nice places. So like, I think at this point in everybody's life, it's your own ignorance. It's you don't want to know if you don't do the research to find out more, to not just what they taught you in school, because that's not it. If I had been based my life off of that, then I'd be calling people African booty scratchers and being rude and doing all these things if I didn't research and find out other things, that there's some rich places in Africa. It's not all poverty.
Honestly, like that's what we need. Like and this is why I really enjoy this conversation, because it's that conversation that it needs to happen. We need to bridge the gap between us, all of us, like not just like Black America and Black European. It's the same. It's the same struggle. It's the same struggle. It's the same struggle.
You're still black to them. Like we look black.
Yeah.
Nobody cares if you're Afro-Latina. You look black.
You look black. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think like it's good to understand that like one thing I always believe is like if your home looks good, if you're proud of where you're from, it's always good. It's always good for all the people. And I think like my first thing of the entire movie was just like, oh man, thank God they actually put a movie like this, because I don't know if you guys, I don't know if you ever watched the movie Beast of All Nation.
I did.
That's a very that's a very, very scary movie. Like no one wants to go to. Like after I seen that movie myself, I was like, I don't even want to go back.
But it's real. It happened.
That's
a certain pocket of Africa. It's not everywhere in its entirety. I don't understand why people can't.
It's part of it.
Like what? It's not the whole Africa, like Jesus Christ. But yeah, that was definitely a rough movie to watch, and I'm happy to have a movie that's not just about slavery.
Amen.
I am tired. I am done with the slavery movies. Like I get it. Like please be done with it. I'm so happy for this movie. There was another question I want to ask. Do you feel like, I know we're the same. You and I are here. We know we're the same.
We're the same, yeah.
But you know how probably some of your friends might say it, that African-born, I'm going to say African-born, they think that African Americans appropriate the African culture. Do you think that we're doing that?
To be honest, like, there were some few people who mentioned few comments such as that. And one thing, like, I look at it as, in a sense, they're right and wrong, because like to them it's more like where I'm always dressing like this and people always making fun of me, you know.
Yeah.
And but now the movie's out, now you want to be associated with the same thing that you've been making fun of me. So it's kind of like one of those like bittersweet joy. On one part, like I'm happy that you are finally embracing, like, yo, we wanted the same, yes, the motherland, so I'm like my brother kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
Another hand, I'm just like, whoa, what took you so long?
Is this trending for you right now, type of thing?
Yeah, type of thing. So like, is this gonna be like, are you forever gonna see me your part of the same cloth, or we forever just gonna be like, yo, man, that was a moment thing, man, see you later, we're no longer brothers and sisters, you know?
I think this is gonna stick for some reason.
You know, that's for some
reason. Like, there's been several pockets of, you know, time where there has been like, it's been black power, and everybody's been trying to do that whole African thing. But I think now everybody's finding out with their ancestry tests, everybody's trying to find out where they come from, and just get a little more educated. So I think this is actually going to stick. No one should be making fun of your clothing. I've always thought it was cool.
Thank you.
So I never looked at it strange. I'm from New York though, so like we see everything.
Okay.
So I'm used to that. But for some people who don't, I understand how they may think that it's weird, especially Arizona.
Yeah.
Probably more Africans than African Americans. Like, honestly, I went to ASU and it's barely African Americans for sure. So, yeah. Also, what other question did I have? What part of Africa are you from?
I'm from the Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, Central Africa.
What does that mean, Democratic Congo?
It's one of those.
Hard to explain. I'll Google it. I'll Google it later.
Yeah, political wise, I mean, it's just a long name for, because like if you look at most African countries, they use like the basis, the United States Constitution as basis of trying to formulate their own country, their own constitution-wise, rules of law. I mean, rule of the land. And so,
how's that working out? Barely working out
here. Yeah, it's barely working out. Yeah. I mean, personally, I wanted them to forget the entire democracy and just stick to the old system that we used to have. But
what was the old system?
I was just part of kingship. You know, you have different tribes, kind of like the Wakanda theme. Like you have a king.
Every tribe had their own king.
Yeah, have a certain representative in its own way. It is a form of democracy, you know. Versus so-called European democracy where, well, you never, like me, your vote really never counts. Okay.
True that. So like with the whole, I like that too. I did notice that about that. Everybody had their own tribe and their tribes had a king. So for each tribe, do they make their own rules? Or is everybody kind of under the same rule to a certain extent?
Well, everybody, like in my country, like everybody, like particularly in the tribe that I'm from, like everybody were like in the same rule in particular. So you have like just in the area that I was born in, and you have like different tribes, and each different tribe does have their own chief, their own someone who represents them. So if a conflict ever arises between tribes, it's more like the two chiefs have to talk it out and come up with a solution to ease. So when you look at that and you look at the system that we have now, which is quote unquote they're trying to introduce court system and I'm just like, well, like we really do not need that. Like our old tribe system used to work, and it's still working well.
Sorry, I gotta fix my mic, guys.
No problem.
Okay, perfect. Sorry.
No problem.
Oh yeah, but definitely our system is broken. There's really no justice happening here. So how is it like as far as like, is it kind of the same as far as like crimes that are committed and things of that nature? Is it kind of like the same steps that happen here?
In a sense, no. I mean, no. Because like in Africa, like there's that notion to always trying to bypass the law. So the notation of like money speaks more than, I mean, I guess in the same
corrupt.
In the same sense, you can say it's here in America. It's the same thing here in America when it comes to white privilege and the ones who have the money, they can always get away with any crimes they commit, regardless of. I mean, in American sense, like you have billionaires who like defraud the entire country economy, but yeah, they still made money, and none of them even went to jail.
Exactly.
You know, but yeah, you have a person who's still a candy, but your sentence.
Oh man.
Yeah, you know, it's the same thing in Africa. The people who have the money can get away with certain laws, and the people who don't have the money to pay the police to, you know,
they suffer.
They suffer. Yeah.
My God, that's terrible. So, what did you think about T'Challa as a person in that movie versus Killmonger? Like, what do you think their struggles were? We'll start with T'Challa.
Well, T'Challa, I think like his struggle was more to finding himself, no,
without his dad. Huh?
Without his dad, and I think that was one of his biggest struggle. And Killmonger was more like finding a way where he belonged to in this entire Wakanda, because and I think like they both were trying to find who they are,
but in different ways.
You know, I think like if T'Challa and that one scene where Killmonger challenged him to a fight, if he would have said, let's have a talk about this before we even fight, I think they would have been able to resolve the issue, and we don't probably even have.
Do you think so?
Killmonger
was.
I think like if I think T'Challa had a more of an understanding art in terms of
very
like
so.
Of I know it's not of your fault of your own why you're so angry. It's because of the action that my father did, you know, and I understand that. And I think like even in the fight with him, I don't think he wanted to even win, because he wanted to take the punishment.
He felt bad.
Yeah, he felt bad. So I think if you would have talked to him, and I think they would have been able to work things out. But then again, like if you don't use your words resolve conflict, then yeah, pretty much you're just gonna have.
I don't think Killmonger was trying to hear it. He's like, to me, it's like kind of like African American men in America. Like most of them don't grow up with their fathers, so then they grow up and they take the wrong path. Kind of like Killmonger, he was a criminal. T'Challa, on the other hand, had his dad pretty much spoiled by having his dad. He, when they went to the ancestry plane, you know, he said, "I don't think I can live without you," type of thing. Like he wasn't prepared to like fully beat a king without his dad. So I just feel like Killmonger just had way too much anger from not having his father. The way his father was taken, although he didn't really know full details until he got there. But I don't think he was trying to hear it. He just wanted to be greedy, get what he could get, go and do revenge on the, what do I want to call them? The colonizers in America, and take over. But he was more like a Malcolm X to me. He was on the violent tip. He was ready to take all the vibranium and wreak havoc in America. I understand he wanted, you know, African Americans to rule, but he was going about it the wrong way.
Well, I mean, some people might disagree with you on that one. I mean, to me personally, I am on the same line with you. Like, I understand his mission completely. I was like, well, that's something that if we did have the power, it could be done.
Right. I get his mission, but how he was going about it.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that he burned off all the other, like, he didn't want anybody else to pretty much ever
very
be
selfish.
King. Yeah, very, very selfish. Yeah. You know, like, that was wrong. Like, I could understand, like, the different vision of, hey, like, you want, because T'Challa ultimately wanted also to open the borders, you know, let everybody know about Wakanda, but slowly,
because he knows that some people over there will not come over here for good. They've come before and take things. They find out about this, they'll come and just take it.
Yep, and start creating war against him.
Right.
So versus Killmonger, he was like, no, people gonna know us.
Right.
By fire. Yeah, like Nigerians.
No more hiding.
Yeah, no more hiding. By fire, by force, they're gonna know that we exist.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I get it, but I think, like you said, if they could have talked, I don't think that it would have been possible. Then I wish he had lived, but I would love to have seen, you know, him, like, them collaborate.
Yeah, I really...
Because they both have the same mission at heart, but just totally, you got headstrong on one end and more a little soft approach. So if you kind of mix that, I think it would have been, like, perfect.
Yeah. That's one thing I didn't like about the movie, the fact that they have to, like, kill off the character, you know, give him a sense of redemption.
Right.
You know, because at the very end, he was already, realizing, this is the path that I took. Even though T'Challa said, you know what, we can still
save you.
He didn't save you. He didn't want to be saved. That's the part that pisses me off, because I was like, man, come on, like, let him be saved. Let him be in the next, like, Avenger movie too. You know, Killmonger in there too. You know, have 2 Black Panther.
I feel like he didn't trust him. Because why wouldn't you want to? I feel when he said what he said after he said he could save him about the, jumping off the ship. Yeah. I feel like he didn't trust them to let him just live a normal life. He felt like they were gonna put him in like some type of bondage because they don't trust him type of thing. There was like no trust there.
Yeah, I feel like because like I mean I think he realized that he gonna have to face some consequences for his action, and that's the part that's like literally I think that got him scared. I mean, in my opinion.
Yeah, because he wouldn't be trusted off the bat.
He wouldn't be trusted. Yeah, because they'll be like, you know what?
To lock you up real quick.
It would have taken like a lot of convincing from T'Challa to convince other kings for not to banish him again, or to keep him alive, because hey, look how this.
He tried to destroy everything. Oh, goodness gracious! But yeah, what else did I have about? What else did you pick up from the movie?
Oh, another thing that I picked up from the movie was just.
I got something. How did you feel about the women in the movie?
Oh man, I love the women in the movie, man. I love the way they dress. I love the fact that the women have so much confidence. You know, like I'm not against any girl wearing like weave or anything
How
like
did I know that was coming?
No. But like, no, because like I'm always.
No, I get it culturally.
Culturally, like I'm always proud. Like the first thing I always look up to a girl. It's like most attractive to me girls one who's like I'm confident in everything about me. My hair from head to toe, I'm confident. So when I see a girl with a short hair, I'm like, whoa, like I could have a conversation with you, because you're not gonna be too worried about does my hair look good? No, you already know you look good, period. So let's skip that. That's base one. Let me dive into your
hair
mind.
Short.
Yeah.
Next
next
question.
But it was just like very, very depicting of because like in Africa, people like there's always this negative connotation that our women are always like really, really under us. Like a woman cannot be like a leader.
So in Africa, the women are considered under?
No, that's like the notion wise. It's always like the women, like people always perceive like African men will have several wives. Yeah, have several wives, or we subjugate our women, stuff like that. But in the movie, it depicted like a different message that no, like our women are to be fearful. Our women is the one who protects us, who we actually we rely on our women in order to move forward, you know. And I really love that message, because it conveyed everything that I grew up knowing. Like my mom is like the foundation of everything, you know. Without my mom, like everybody, I'm panicking, like where's mom, like you know, right. Like, but over here, it's like,
yeah, you have some men who see women that way, but then a lot of African American men, they do not value black women. Black women are very strong, and we put up with a lot, and we do like how they were in the movie. There's tons of us that are like that to the wrong man. So yeah,
that needs to change. That needs to change.
To the wrong man, they don't appreciate it at all. Like they give you no credit for anything. So. Like, I love that, you know, the men were so willing to follow the women. It was just, like, amazing. And African-American men need to watch that several times because that is how it should be. Like, the woman should run everything, and you should protect her and just, you know, be a king.
And I think that also, too, tend to deal with, I mean, there is a slight difference in terms of culture between, like, Black African and Black American in terms of like how we value the entire institution of marriage, or entire just being together as a family. Because when I look at it over here, like most girls, they don't even want to like boyfriend. Like the idea of boyfriend and girlfriend, it does not exist in many African countries.
I'm going to Africa.
You know, like that idea. It's more like. Your parents will tell you, what is this, like boyfriend and girlfriend? What? You haven't even finished your master degrees over you.
Schooling is very important.
Schooling is like
number one.
Yeah,
ain't no boyfriend until you finish that school.
Yeah, it's like form of culture, and like, and it's weird. Like I was talking to about schools affect like schools a culture, and the smartest guy always get the hottest girl. It's never the opposite way. Over here, you come over here like the smartest guy does not even
It's
get.
the dumb ones that play sports.
Exactly. It's like so opposite, and it's like, wow, you can't even hold a conversation with that guy.
You know how many guys' homework I did in high school that played football because they're stupid.
It's part of that culture. It's part of that culture, like it's part of like when you emphasize good looks versus eternal value, like
very superficial. Very.
Yeah, so it's really that part of that, and you can see like in the movie like why T'Challa was really towards pursuing Lupita Nyong'o.
Yes.
Like what she brought into her table. She was literally changing him to be
right. Without really trying.
Exactly.
Effortlessly. Like, would she even do anything to try?
Yeah, she did what she wanted to do, and T'Challa just
women here, they try hard. Extremely hard.
Here's my advice to all the ladies who are listening. Men, we react. You guys act. So when a woman start acting the way they want us men to react, we're gonna react the right way. That's my advice. Because if you look at the movie, Lupita Nyong'o, she was doing whatever she wanted to do.
Right.
And T'Challa was
not
reacting.
Sweating him at all. He was chasing.
Yeah, he was chasing.
That is how it's supposed to be. Like, I have never chased a man. Like, I've always just been myself, and if I want someone, I'm not going to tell them, and I'll just be myself, and then they eventually come.
Oh yeah.
That's how it works. Like, that's the best way. I've always had good, long-lasting relationships because I'm not into the whole chasing a man and doing things to impress a man. I'm doing my own thing, and if they want me, they want me. If they don't, they don't.
And that's the beauty. That's really, really beautiful, like, because that's what transforming culture is all about, in my opinion. That's what bringing us together is all about. Because if you're pursuing something that you really love and I'm pursuing something you really love, hey, let's meet at the top,
Right. That is perfect. Like, what? Yes. We don't have to be together. We don't have to call it anything. We don't have to make it like, difficult and put any restraints and restrictions. Let's just know that we're both grinding it out, trying to build an empire, meet at the top, and we can be married and happy ever after and all that good stuff. I'm all for that.
So let me ask you a question, since you've been asking me questions. So what is your opinion on Africa before and after the movie?
I never had any bad things in my head about it. I know that there's poor places. I know there's places where people are starving, where they need help, where they need better schools, where little girls are getting kidnapped and raped, and there's actually places that are actually selling slaves currently. So I know that there are those pockets, but I also know that there are very nice areas, tourist areas, places where, people want to go travel, beautiful places. I know that it's beautiful as a whole. Like, I've never had anything bad in my head about Africa besides slavery, and they took us from there and spread us all out. Like, those are the only bad, not assumptions, but it's actual things that I knew about Africa. Other than that, I've always wanted to go.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Because with that, this might increase. I think it's gonna increase tourism. Some people are gonna want to go to Africa more now since the movie's out. I have to go to Africa. But in a sense, it's like you should have just wanted to go to Africa a long time ago. You should just meet someone from Africa. I always tell people, we are one and the same. Ironically enough, more people took that ancestry DNA test after the Wakanda.
I bet they did. I got mine for Christmas.
and I got people messaging me like, "Hey, bro, you from the Congo, right?" I just found out I am 36% Congolese. I am this and this Congolese, and I'm like, man, welcome to the family, then, brother.
Right.
I'm like, man, you been my brother though,
for real.
Yeah, for real. From
That's
day one.
That's good you think that way, because there's some African-born Africans that are like, no, you're nothing. No.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out, is it they just don't like, you said they depict us as criminals and thugs.
no, it's the truth. It's the truth.
I know.
It's the same way how we are depicted too. Africa is this, and African people are this, all this and this. So it's the same. We are constantly being depicted by the same people who exploit us to make us divide from one another. Because look, in my opinion, I'll say like the only way the African continent could rise, and the only way can a black person be respected and honored and be at the right place where they need to be in the world, where what we know we are supposed to be, is only when the continent of Africa is prosperity and the people are proud of where they're from.
Right.
You know? So
you guys have to be proud to accept us as well. If we go there, would they be proud? Not all of them.
I'm telling you,
they're gonna treat us like redheaded stepchildren.
No. See, this is like the most beautiful thing I love about Africa is the fact that when you go there, it's like you just gonna see nothing but black people. That no one is gonna recognize that. Hey, you're not from here until you speak. You know, until you like. If you just go over there, people gonna approach you as if you're just from there, like. And until you start because they're different also, personal space. Over here, people are so used to personal space. But
let me tell you, I do complain about the personal space. That's one thing I do be saying about Africans. I'm like, Jesus Christ, they be all up on you.
Exactly. So people, So when you go start feeling like, wait a minute, this was nothing.
Right. And I just be like, what is going on here?
Like, man, get away from me. I hear you.
It's not get away from me. It's more like. Why you so close?
Yeah, why so close?
Uncomfortable.
But if people would just see you the same, 100% the same. It's like I'm saying, so even over here, if I come over here, some people will look at me and say, "Oh, you're from here," and I'm like, until I tell them, "No, man, I was born in the Congo, but yeah, I am I call myself African American because I'm African living in America, so that's why I call myself African American."
Look at you, you're not the right person to be talking to me right now. I need one who is like, you people don't call yourself Africans. I'm just kidding. Do you know somebody like that? I need to talk to them.
No.
You understand. You get it. That's cool.
I mean, I'm not here to preach hate because that's right. I'm all about
I want to find somebody who actually doesn't really like us and why. I really want to know why.
That's
other than
I can answer that.
They show us as thugs.
That's pretty much ignorance of because people cling to what they don't understand until when you understand that you really know that that's foolish pride that you don't even own Africa.
Right.
So
we don't own America.
We don't own America.
We didn't ask to be here. Also, for those who don't like us, we didn't ask to come here. We were taken and spread out. I think that we would rather be in Africa at this point.
And not everybody. I'm gonna say that because I've met some brothers who have told me, man, like Africa.
Did they go and not like it?
No, they told me their ancestors never came from Africa. They don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
And they're black?
Oh yeah. And I'm always like, I laugh so much, and I'm like, no. They're like, no, man, I'm Native American. I am this. I am that. And I'm like, okay, brother, why are you trying to create division among us again? Why are we still creating this? Okay, there's some people really who get mad because I'm like, oh, you African Americans. Like, no, I am Puerto Rican. I am this. Okay, my goodness.
They don't want to be African American, but yet they're probably doing everything that African Americans do.
Yeah,
right.
They'll tell you, no, I'm not.
But they don't want to be black. They don't want the struggle.
Yeah, they don't want to be tainted with that name. I don't know why. So, and I think
tainted. We're the best that there is.
Hey, man.
We are the best. Come on, seriously. I don't understand why people don't know that. I'm so glad I was raised how I was raised. I've never thought of myself as being less than anyone. I am superior to everyone. We're the superior race. Everyone came from us.
I like that. So let me ask you a few questions. I mean, why do you think there is this division between African and African American so much?
I don't know if it's on the African side.
From Black American side,
Well, as far as why African Americans don't care for Africans?
Yeah.
Ooh, I have no idea because I don't know anybody. They just say weird cultural things Don't laugh.
No, go ahead.
Like, you guys don't use deodorant. Do y'all, is that like not a thing? Like growing up? Because we start from like preteens to like maybe like 10 years old. You might start using deodorant or something like that here in the United States, depending on what, your body odor is like. But like the whole deodorant thing, that's pretty much the only thing I hear. Like the personal space thing. The multiple wives thing. I really honestly don't know why there will be a real solid reason for African Americans to dislike Africans.
I mean, like,
I'm trying to find reasons in my head, but maybe because I know what I know, it's hard for me to try to figure out why someone has issues. Like, what have you come across as far as like what African Americans have said to you that was offensive?
Me, I was growing up here in America. I was referred to like a monkey. I was referred to a person who never wear underwear. Like people,
by African Americans.
Yes, this is the most. I mean, this is like always for every person from Africa will have experiences coming to America, because the first thing when you come over here, they put you like in a place where it's nothing but white people or other ethnic groups, and then you go to class and you find another person looks like you. The first notation is like, that's the person that I'm approach to, like that's the person who's gonna understand me. And when you go over there and that's the person who's literally gonna disown you in front of everybody and just make you wonder, like, why did I even bother? Like, if you ask most people from Africa, they'll tell you they have received more hatred comments from their fellow brothers and sisters who are born here than any other race. And they'll tell you that's the reason why.
We can probably say that too.
Exactly. So it's like you ask yourself, like, why are we so towards each other that much? Like, I was angry, when I was a kid. I was so angry. I'm like, why would you say that to me? But
like you said, people shun what they don't know. You have an accent. You
yeah.
culturally dress different. You probably eat different. Everything's just different about you. So kids are cruel, and their parents leave them ignorant, so they're not aware.
So it's a very, very cold war, and I think like hopefully, like, I really hope the movie does inspire a lot of people to do a little bit of research, and inspire
all races.
Yeah, all races. Like, honestly, like, my people, I'm telling them, like, watch the movie all the time, and they're like, why should I watch the movie? It depict a country that never existed in Africa, and I'm like, well, what kind of
seeing that too on
you
Facebook.
You seen that? Like, yeah,
dude, let us have this. Like, Jesus Christ, gotta ruin everything.
yeah, that's like one of those negative connotations I'm getting from my people. It's like, well, it doesn't exist, and they're depicting wrong Africa, and I'm like, well, we get angry whenever they depict Africa in a bad way. We go, so like, no, we are from like before you guys even came, before the war, because I come from a country where it was due to the war that still goes on because of the mining war that's happening is the reason why I'm here. Before that, I never even dreamed to come to America. Like, America was the last thing on my agenda, like, to ever come to this place, because I was living so good.
Oh, okay.
But like coming over here, and now you're like, oh man, now I gotta work, man. I used to have a servant, now I gotta work. It's like,
really?
It's like,
oh man, I'd be mad too.
Oh yeah, you gotta be mad.
So I used to have a servant. I had to come here. I gotta work. Gotta wash my own clothes. Coming to America.
Kind of thing.
For real.
Yeah, literally. You wonder yourself, like, for most, especially like for most people who come over here, it's like you have people who are doctors, engineers, and when they come over here, their degree does not mean nothing to America. Now they have to work these low jobs where they used to be very, very respectable pillars in their community.
In Africa,
Now you imagine someone who was like, he was a businessman, he was an engineer person, a doctor. Now you have a doctor working as a cleaner or as a group home, you know, because
Dang,
it's
I never even thought about that.
It's like, yeah.
So is that why you guys come over here, go to school, get the degrees from here, and then take it back?
It's like they have
because it's worth more if you get it here and take it back.
Yeah, because they won't accept the degrees that we got from back home.
And I wonder why.
It is like one of those really. They
feel like you guys aren't as
educated, which is
so the education that you're getting is probably faulty. They probably think that you're not going. It doesn't equate over here.
It doesn't equal over here, and which is like that is so wrong because like the education over there.
It's probably 10 times better than the education over here. I am sure.
It's 10 times hard.
I've not met a dumb African, that's for sure.
It's 10 times harder than the education over here. But yeah, no, we don't hate y'all. I mean, I don't hate my people. I mean, I don't hate my people at all. Like there's those out there who would definitely have that type.
Is it like jealousy, or is it like, do they feel? I hear like that some of you feel like we are. I don't hate to say some of you because and some of them feel like, you know, we're spoiled, we're privileged, which we, in a sense, depending on where they come from, we are. And I think they think we are. We take things for granted because we do. Mm-hmm. We couldn't survive probably 2 days in a poverty-stricken area in Africa. We're just spoiled as hell. Couldn't live outdoors, bugs, animals. We wouldn't survive. We'd all die probably. So is there like, probably think there's like some sense of jealousy?
Jealousy, I want to say no, but envy in a sense. I think like we look at you guys as more like a waste of potential, you know? Like you have so much opportunities, but you guys are not capitalizing on that, and which is causing that. It's kind of like, you know, like as I'm not a parent, but you know, like some parents who knows their kid, what their kid is capable of doing, but their kid is being lazy and not
I'm that parent. Like if you show me one time that you are capable of cleaning that room like a maid in a hotel, like at 5 years old, then the next time I go through there, I'm gonna expect the same thing every single time.
You know, like, if they don't do it, like what's that feeling? What's that feeling that you get like?
Like you're lazy, you're playing with me right now.
You know, it's the same narrative. Like when we see like you like brothers and sisters were born here, it's like
we're lucky in a sense. We have everything available to us.
Everything, like what are you? It's like in the sense like we're always like, in the community, like why are they complaining? Like, hey, like you guys been here, you guys know the language. We do not know the language, and this is a part of, like we always debate. It's like we do not know the language. We have to learn the language, and then the second part, I have to get a better job than you, and you been here, you were born here, you know the language. So we're like, come on, don't
being lazy.
You know, so it's that idea. But then again, like for someone like for me, for being educated and everything, because I'm always trying to explain to my people, I'm like, well, you don't know the struggle they came from in order for you to don't just automatically justify them. Oh, they're being lazy, or and it's not just people from.
They are lazy.
It's not just people from Africa like that think that way. It's like we get that narrative or that idea from like the Anglo people who say African Americans are lazy or this and that, and then when we see their actions and we just, you know, we go, oh, it's confirmed, you know, because there's no way that I can come not speaking English yet open a business, and we went to the same school. You know, what happened to you? Why did you choose why did you choose a different path than I did? You know, I came from a war, didn't have nothing. Now I'm having something, but yeah, you're born here with everything, but you still have nothing.
I don't know if I want to call it lazy. They oppress themselves into thinking. A lot of people, they feel like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, because they blame, like, I want to say white privilege. Like I've seen some people like actually saying, oh, I actually went to a colorism brunch, and this guy was mentioning that just his rhetoric was like, we were still oppressed, and you're just gonna stay oppressed if you keep having the mindset that the white people are blocking you from doing anything. You are capable of doing whatever you want to do as long as you put in the work. You may have to work 10 times harder than the next person that's not a minority, but there's nothing that any of us can't do. We can do whatever. And the main thing we need to do is all come together and not be, oh, Africans this and African Americans this. Because if we can secretly start doing these big things and gain that money, because you're definitely going to need money to overpower these big white folks who have money that we can't even dream of, that are controlling almost everything. We're definitely have to come together secretly, like in Wakanda with all their vibranium. They secretly had their vibranium, which is super powerful. They could take over the world if they wanted to, but they secretly did this so that they could slowly emerge into becoming the top. So I feel like we all are going to have to come together. That's the first step. And then we can put all of our resources, because we're definitely very creative. We're like probably the most creative race in terms of everything. Like we set the tone for everything. Everyone else comes and snatches from culture, both ends, African and African American. So like if we can just come together, figure out how to build like just one big empire and just take it over. Starts from circulating the bag within the community, buy black. Start creating black businesses, helping your fellow people create black businesses, like doing things like that. I think that we are going to capitalize, because there was Black Wall Street, but that got burned down and to the ground, and can't even find it because they felt like that was too loud. I feel like that was too loud for the time. That was too much. They don't want black people taking over anything. Like, oh, you think you're going to do the same? Nope. You can't be smarter than us. You can't be better than us. You can't be richer than us. Burn it down.
Yeah.
You have to secretly
do it.
And African Americans aren't very secret about anything. They have to be flashy. I feel like they have to tell everybody their every move.
I mean, I think that's part of like what makes us the same, because Africans are the same way too.
Flashy too?
Yeah, we're super flashy. Like, I mean, as you can see the way I even dress, like we're like Africans are super flashy to me. Like, it's particularly like a person from like my country, like they'll wear the most flashy. You're like, wow, that is super bright. Do you want everybody to notice that you're here?
I am here.
Yeah, but I think like part of us coming together, we need to find like what makes us the same, what makes us different. Yes, we know we have the same oppressor, it's the same, but we need to find internally what makes us the same. Yes, some of us might have been here for 100 years, and some of us been in the continent for the rest of our life, but we are still the same, like the same mindset, the same, like if drums are playing over here and beats are dropping, all body are gonna react in the same way.
Exactly. Well, we can hope.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I think like finding the commonality, and then other than what separates us, and gaining this strength. Like personally myself, I think like Wakanda's in my country, because I mean, ironically, if you think about it, we do have coltan, which is the richest and most wanted mineral in the whole world right now. It's over, like, my country is estimated to be about $24 trillion of resources just underground.
They're over there colonizing, aren't they?
Yeah, they're over there mining, and that's what's fueling the war in my country. But think about it, if my country could be the Wakanda, if people we say, like, if African Americans come back and invest in Africa could be a better place, because you guys already have the knowledge. You guys know how to play the game, how to win against their oppressor.
Right.
We honestly, I'll be honest, in Africa, we
sitting on all the riches right now.
Yeah, we're sitting on the riches, but we don't know what to do with it. That's why they're coming over there and taking it. But you guys know what to do with it. It's like,
do we?
I don't know, but I believe you guys
together we could figure it out.
Yeah.
Together we could figure it out. I wish, like, because a lot of people don't have tons of money, but celebrities have so much money, and I don't feel like anybody's doing enough in Africa. They could be doing so much more. Yeah, we need help here, but Africa, like you said, y'all are sitting on trillions of dollars over there and don't know what to do with it. Others are coming over and snatching it from you, creating a war.
It's crazy.
Celebrities need to get on board and figure that out. Akon, he does what he can do, I hear, a lot.
Yeah.
So that's awesome, but everybody just needs to come together and make it work.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
Oh yeah.
What did you feel about the Jabari tribe?
Man, you're always gonna have that type of tribe, and everywhere you go, like, I think like everybody want to be a king, which is understandable, but I think like the good part is that they were willing to pull their selfish need when it came to the country.
Right.
That showed to me that he could possibly be the next king of Wakanda. If a person is willing to put that aside. And most of the time, like for us here, I want to say Black American, even African mindset, like we're so divided among each other that we don't put the blackness before anything else.
Right.
When you have other race who do put their race above anything else.
They stick together, right or wrong.
Versus us, we
God.
don't. So I think like that clan, their message was very, very clear and powerful.
They're very loyal at the end of the day to the country, and that was awesome. I had a question and it just slipped my mind.
I'm sorry.
Do you have any more questions for me? I know I've been questioning you to death, interrogating you.
My question would just have to do with the entire like African culture, the fabric, the print, the dressing, like I don't like I know it's Black History Month, so yeah, I mean we're supposed to be celebrating, but
we're supposed to be
celebrating, it's our month. But I think like what do you think? Do you think some people were taking in this entire thing like way to the extreme, or you think it was a very, very appropriate? Because I saw some people,
as far as them going out to premieres and things.
Yeah, as far as them going out to premiere, as far as some people telling white people to get out the movie theater.
What?
This is like a black thing.
I missed that part. They were telling them to get out.
Yeah, like
Lord. I love the attire. Actually, what makes us different from the freaking Harry Potter lovers, the Star Wars lovers, anybody who dresses up for other movies when the Marvel's Avengers movies come out, people go dressed up then. I mean, I thought it was fine.
It was fine.
I thought it was perfectly fine. We can do it as well. Black people are always extra. It was normal. I figured it would happen.
It was normal. What about that guy with like the lip tongue, who had like ring in his lip and stuff? Did that stuff not creep you out?
In the movie?
In the movie, yeah.
Oh no, because I've seen pictures. They do all types of things, different type, like the ears, like the gauges. Like people wear gauges nowadays. Mostly, others wear it, but it's definitely something that came from African culture. Like big
ears.
Go bigger, go like. That was that. So it didn't bother me at all.
Okay.
My kids were like, what is that? But yeah, it didn't bother me at all because, like I said, I read books, I've seen things. So I know that it happens. It's originated, which is why it's here with the gauges.
Oh, yep. I like that.
Yep, I definitely understand that. The, what do you want to call them? Tribal marks?
Oh, the marks, yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting to me. I don't think I've ever really seen that.
And it's kind of like tattoos if you wanna if you wanna make like there are some tribes that does that, like they'll give you like mark. So like the entire, one part I think it kind of missed out was the entire like traditional religious practices that were missed out, because like those marks, most of them come from like traditional indigenous religions, like they were meant to protect you from certain bad omen. Like in my country, there's people called my who will go to like a voodoo doctor, what I call witch doctor, to get those marks embedded on them. So it's part of like those ritual or indigenous practice religion that people been practicing those religion for like years and years. It's part of the stuff that they believe in, And I think like in the movie, they didn't show that.
Yeah, it just popped up and we're like, oh, okay.
Okay, like I wish they would like at least put in that little part that he, kind of went through that religious path a little, because there is, in the movie does show like him talking to his father, all the spiritual thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, show me more of.
Yeah, well, he was saying it was for like his kills or something. Like these are people he killed in the streets in Oakland.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh. Kind of like the teardrop thing.
Yeah, it's
but
crazy.
That's a lot of people he's killed. Jesus Christ, he was. Yikes! Oh my God. So, what was my other question? I'm losing my train of thought. Culturally with us, I know in Africa, like head wraps mean certain things sometimes. Different prints of dashiki mean certain things. Do you feel like we are just throwing it on just for fun and not really doing the research and the history of why it's happening?
Well, like what I can say on that part is, racket, just have fun with it, because like we, believe it or not, like we people from Africa are proud whenever we see someone wearing like an African print, rather you know where the meaning of it, but we always welcome anyone who's willing to dive into the African culture, like we welcome others, It's like whenever they wear something like African, we're like, oh, so excited, because it's part of like of showing that, hey, you appreciate our culture, and no, like it's perfectly fine, and like I don't have no problem with that. I have a problem though people buying them from Ross and Amazon.
Jesus.
That's the only problem. Like, no, I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna do that, man, so at least support like the African industry, like that.
Like, I know a lot of people who make them, so I actually got gifted this really pretty skirt, so I'm excited about that. They actually got the fabric from Africa and made the skirt.
Okay.
So I'm so excited about that. I didn't get it from Ross.
Okay, I'm gonna be real.
I can't. Oh, yeah, so you guys are not like us I keep saying you guys, Africans are not like us in the sense of we feel like when other people start wearing braids and doing things, we feel like you're appropriating our culture, especially if we've never heard you speak out against anything that's happening to African Americans. Like, we do not like when other people start doing things that we do. You said you find it honorable when you see it, even if others are wrapping their hair or wearing the African prints. You find it okay. You feel honored.
Yeah.
African Americans don't feel honored. We call them culture vultures.
Culture vultures.
Like Kim Kardashian, she just got murdered at the stake for those braids.
Oh wow!
That she accredited to a white woman.
I mean, I think like,
are we too sensitive? Should we be honored?
I mean, like, because the situation of VA is different. The situation of VA is different because you have the culture and the tongue. You guys, I mean, your ancestors' native tongue was literally beaten out of them, to embrace new culture. So when you guys are starting like going back and finding who you guys are, certain things, like I always tell my people, like don't judge our brothers and sisters here, because everything they're doing we do in Africa, and we don't trip as a bad thing. Like, people, I'll give you an example. So I'm driving around and we just see like brothers and sisters here in America just like, chilling outside, talking and drinking, having barbecue, and my mama goes, oh man, let's drive fast, those are bad people. And I'm just like, but wait, time out. Remember back home, like literally people will be outside until like 2 a.m. in the morning, like telling jokes and drinking, and nobody would trip, like nobody would think like those people. It's the same thing here. It's the same thing here, but like I think like in terms of like the culture wise over here, I think since that's the only thing like here brothers and sisters here hard for, like, because I think like since you guys can say, oh, I have Africa. Me, I can say you can have the culture. Like, I can just go back home. Like, I'm like, if you don't steal that, don't worry. Like, I got more to come. Like, you can just go back home and find out what's the latest new trend.
I can get some new stuff on you. That'll be old. Yeah, when I get back.
Exactly. So like, but over here, I think like it's hard to people to embrace brothers and sisters of his creation of culture, and when it's being embraced, it's not even being embraced because of our people rocking it. It's being embraced because of others who rocking it, and that's what's, to me too, it pisses me off as a person, because I'm like, no, that's that's literally like the definition I call hypocrisy at its max, you know.
Exactly.
So of course, I'm all with you guys, man. I'm all with you guys. Like, yeah, don't be doing that. That's our people. You know, if you haven't, I mean, like sometimes I'm like, man, my ancestors didn't even share the struggles, but you know, I'm like, no, these are still my people. I can rock it.
Right.
You know, like I think like when we come over here, we saw the same. It's easier for me to transform myself to fit in, and the culture that my brothers and sisters have created over here, and it is hard for me to fit in another's culture,
right?
Because I can easily relate it, like on the spot. So I can easily relate it to the culture, and vice versa. When you ever get a chance to go back home, you can just like, okay, 1 month, 2 months, you're like, okay, I'm 100% African now. Like, 100%. Yeah. That's like it's simple. It's simple. Once you get that personal space fear out of the way, you're just gonna be like, oh, hey,
it's gonna be a struggle.
Yeah. It's gonna be a struggle. It was a struggle for me to learn personal space. I'm not gonna lie. Over here, I'm like, what? Like, Jesus, like,
do I stink? What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on here? I'm like, I just been taking a shower. What's going on?
Africans are not the only ones. Other cultures, I've witnessed it as well. Like, there's no personal space.
There's no personal.
I just had to learn it. That's just.
It's part of.
It's not them being rude or anything. It's just simply you guys don't know. You don't practice that.
Yeah.
In Africa, in India, or any other place other than America. But yeah, definitely. Oh my gosh, I've loved this conversation. I think I've asked all my questions.
Oh man, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah. You got to come back. This is a great conversation. So if you ever have any other ideas and you want to come, you are welcome.
Definitely. I would also like to have you on my radio show. Like, those are all really interesting questions. And if you really want to have a debate with someone who thinks the opposite from me,
ooh, Jesus,
I do have that person.
Have to bring security with me.
Yeah, he would definitely. He doesn't shy away from any topic.
From a debate.
Yeah, from a debate. Like, from any topic.
For the challenge.
Yeah, for the challenge.
Tell him I'm coming.
You tell him I'm coming. Okay,
tell him to get prepared.
Get prepared. I'm gonna let him know.
Oh, thank you so much, Beinfait, for coming. No. This was a great conversation.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Star. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Shout out to Mia for introducing us. This is gonna be awesome.
Thank you, Mia.
Give me a high five. Bye, guys.